Good morning and welcome back to the classroom. We are going to be using the board today. I wanted to be able to show you on a bigger picture and be able to talk to you. So we're going to be working with bar graphs and circle graphs. The first thing is bar graphs. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to go through the examples in your book and then I'm going to set one up for you that isn't done already in the book so that you can see that. So first one we're going to do is example one. It's talking about volcanoes in different countries. How many volcanoes there are, that's on page 636. So the first thing with a bar graph is you want to set up a left-hand side and a right-hand side. So it's kind of like a y-axis and an x-axis. The only difference is that we don't need any of the other quadrants for a graph. So with a bar graph, we're just doing the left side and the right side. I do need to have a title, so I'm gonna go ahead and title this volcanoes. So I have to have a title on top of the graph. And then I also have to know what these things represent. The left-hand side is going to be numbers. So anytime I put the numbers on the left, I'm going to say, what am I numbering? So this is the number of volcanoes. And then the right-hand side, or the x-axis, is the information that I'm pulling from. So this is going to be our countries. And then we're going to pull from that and see what information they have. So the first one they gave us is Canada. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up like a mark here to write Canada. The next one is Chile. And then we have Mexico and the US. So in these sections that they give us, or that we create, that's where our bars are gonna go. Now we have to know what numbers there are. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the numbers. I have 20, 116, 45, and 170. So anywhere from 20 to 171. So I want my numbers to make sense, and I didn't make this very big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make my bars go by, let's say by 50s. So I'm gonna say 50 here, 100, 150, 200. So now I can create these bars, and Canada had 20, so that's gonna be a bar right there. And so I just create a bar and I color it in. The next one is Chile. Chile has 116. So I'm gonna go ahead, I don't want my bars to touch, so I'm just gonna put my bar in that section for Chile, but I don't want them to actually touch, so I'll actually erase that just a little bit. For Mexico, there are 45, so that's gonna be right under 50. So again, I'm gonna make a bar that will go up almost to 50. And then US has 171, so that is quite a bit. That's gonna be our largest bar. And the reason why we do bar graphs is so that we can compare data by being able to look at it. So I can see just by looking at this bar, US has the most, and then Chile, then Mexico, and then Canada. So again, our first step is titling, then we create the Y and the X axis. We label the left-hand side, what do these numbers represent? It represents the number of volcanoes. Down on the bottom, these are the names of the countries, and then I can plug in the information, okay? Let's go ahead and say I have double information. So on example 2, they have your favorite wild animal, and they pulled 6th grade and they pulled 7th grade. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna create a bar and I'm gonna label it, what is the topic? The topic is favorite animals. The options of favorite animals. So I'm gonna label this animals. And because I need 2 bars in each section, I'm gonna make it a little bit wider. So the first one is a lion. The next one is a giraffe. And then a monkey and an elephant. Monkey and elephant. Okay, so I have a name, what is going down here, the different options. Now I need to know what my numbers represent. So this is gonna be the number of students. The number of students. Okay, we are making a double bar graph because there's 2 sets of information. They pulled a 6th grade class and a 7th grade class. So we're gonna have a different thing to label on this But remember again, these are all my first steps. Bar graph, I have to have a title. What am I putting down on the x-axis? What are the numbers represented on the y-axis on the left-hand side? And now I'm gonna look at the numbers. My lowest number is 6 and my highest number is 29. So I'm gonna actually go by fives, okay? I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then this top would be 30, but the highest we're gonna go is 39, that's okay. Now, I'm gonna do 2 sets of information. So the first one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a pink one, and I'm gonna do this for 6th grade. And I'm gonna label that, make a little key that I actually color in and say, okay, so the pink ones are gonna be 6th grade. So 6th grade had 19 lions. So I'm gonna make this a smaller bar so that I can see it, and I can just quickly shade it in, okay? If you don't have different colors, you can do one stripes and one with polka dots, something so that you can see the difference between the 2 sets of information. The giraffe for 6th grade, so we're gonna do all of 6th grade first, so it's 13, so I'm gonna make a smaller bar here. Monkey is 29, that's the one that goes all the way up to the top here. And again, we'll just color that in quickly. And then 21 for elephant, so that's gonna go up. Now we wanna choose a different color for 7th grade because we're doing 2 graphs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like a light blue, purplish color, okay? So this is 7th grade, and again, you're gonna be graded, you'll be graded on all of this. I have to have the label for the title, the stuff on the left, stuff on the bottom, and then if I'm doing a double bar graph, what do the colors represent, or your different designs, or whatever it is that you use, what group that was pulled do they represent? The lion, you have 24, so that's gonna go up here. Now I'm taking, you can see that I see 2 sets of information that is in the same category, but I can compare the 6th and 7th graders under the same favorite animal, or I can compare the favorite animal overall for each group. So the 6th for a giraffe for 7th grade, 26 for monkey. Oops, it doesn't need to go that high. Looks like monkey is the favorite for all of them. And then elephant is 28. Oh, just kidding, this one's a little bit higher. And again, now my bars are not perfect, and that's okay. As long as I can see that I'm doing bars, I want to be able to see the different sets of information thrown on one graph together. Those are bar graphs. Now, I think you guys can handle that. Our next one we're going to do is circle graphs. So a circle graph is best if you can take everything out of 100%, okay? So if I pulled 100 people, because then I can take the percentages and put it within a circle. If I pulled 200 people, it's easy to figure out percentages because you can work with the number 100. So if we flip to page 638, you can look at that graph there of the areas of the ocean. They have everything separated, and if you were to add them all up, 14 plus 19, let's go ahead and do it. 14 plus 19 plus 69 plus 156 plus 77, like 335. Now this one doesn't really help us because it's not out of 100, but that is something that we definitely want to look at and realize, okay, so if I were asked to figure out information, let's say the Arctic Ocean is 14. It's 14 out of 335. So 14 divided by 335 is going to give me, that's only 4% of the oceans. So there's certain things that they're going to take the information, and you're going to need to find percentages. What degree would I use if I were to put this in a circle? What is the degree of the angle of that Arctic Ocean? I would take this 4%, that's 4 out of 100, And how many degrees are in a circle? There's 360. Okay, so then I'm gonna say 4 times 360 is 1440. And I'm gonna divide that by 100, and that's gonna give me a 14.4 degree angle. 14.4 degree angle. Now, circle graphs are a little bit harder when we're working with that. That's why I wanted to be able to do this on the board. Let's look at the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is 156 square miles, or millions of square kilometers. Okay, is what they measured that by. Now, what did we say it was? 335, right? I'll add it again. What percentages of the oceans are that? So we're gonna take the 156 divided by 335, and that's 46.567, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna say 46.6% of the ocean's areas is the Pacific Ocean. This is the Pacific right here. Now, what if I was asked, what is the degree of the angle within that circle graph? I'm gonna take that 46.6%, and it needs to be over 360 because there's 360 degrees in a circle. So I'm gonna say 46.6 times 360 divided by 100. So I multiply and then divide, I get 167.76. Now, if this is a circle, remember a straight angle is 180. Okay, the whole circle is 360. If a straight angle is 180, this 167 is going to be just less than that. So that would be this section right here that would represent the Pacific Ocean. And you can look, and it is just a little bit less than half of that. Okay, so when you're creating a circle graph, and I said, okay, this is half of the information, that would be half of a circle. If it was a fourth of the information, cut it into 4 pieces, that is 1 part. So everything should add up to 100%. If I have 1/8 of the circle, again, I cut that. So now you're working with fractions within a circle, okay? I hope that helps. Your assignment for this one is pages 639 to 640, and you are gonna do, this is 11.2, I believe, 11.2, and you're gonna do 3 through 19 all. Good luck. I know that was a lot of information for not a lot of work for assignments, but it will be time consuming. Make sure that you write down your questions if you have them so that we can go over them in our calls, okay? Have a great day.